Today on the Woodyard, I got a box in the mail. It's from Wolfridge. Here we go. So when I got this 17 RS from Wolfridge, when Bob brought it, I mentioned to him that I would really like to have the holder because it didn't come with one. And he said, oh yeah. So he sent it to me, so that's kind of nice. So I got the bracket for the holder and then the actual holder. We're going to put it on. And that's one of the other things that's a benefit with the Wolfridge over the Eastonmade is that you've got a place to put your wedge in the back of the machine. And all their machines have the capability of putting their spare wedges and comes with a spare pin and everything. So the other thing that's really nice, which I haven't seen from a lot of companies, as in like almost none, Bob did a great job, I think Bob did it, of the instructions. They're in English, which helps. You can understand what he said here, step-by-step instructions, and the pictures go along with it really nicely. So that's awesome. So shows you everything you got and what you need to do. So we're going to put it together right now. So here's the wedge, which is removable. All it is one bolt right here that you have to take off. And you take this off, real easy to take it off. And then we're going to mount the bracket right here where the holes are drilled in the back. So the bracket will go right there. So that way it stays with the machine all the time. And the Eastonmade, basically you pull the wedge out and you throw it to the side in the dirt. And then you got to put the other wedge in. And what I find is I end up leaving the wedge in the pile or somewhere and I got to go find it. As a matter of fact, I don't even know where the single wedge is for this because it's not with the machine. So it would be nice if there was a place to keep the spare wedge. So there it is. I just found it. I had to go look for it. We had it in the barn, but sometimes I'll put it like up in a corner or something and it ends up getting buried. And so this is the wedge for replacing for the single wedge. And then there's the four-way, but there's really nowhere to go with it. I suppose if a guy was creative, he could find somewhere down here to hang it maybe, or maybe off the back you could hang it somehow. But there's nothing built into it. You gotta find it when you need it. And there it is. I found it. So now I know. Because I'm going to need that out because I got a guy coming to pick this up later today and he's going to take it and do some splitting. But right now we're going to mount the end bracket on. All right, so here's the bracket and I just looked at the instructions and from what I can tell, it mounts right here. And then this plate that is the sleeve that holds it mounts on top just like this. And you can put the pin, I suppose, either way. There's a pin that holds it in right there. I suppose it could go front or back. I think Bob showed it to the front in his instructions. So something like that. We're going to slap it on right now. So here's the hardware, 4 bolts basically. And when I look at the instructions, it's got washers on the head of the bolt and the nylocks go on the back side. So pretty simple. Even a non-mechanic person like me can figure it out. So we're going to mount it just like this. Grab a bolt, grab a washer. So we're going to start with the top one, just like this. And then we're going to grab a nut and just kind of get it hand threaded. There we go, there's one. I'm going to grab number 2. I'm going to do the bottom corner on this one just to kind of hold it level. And it's I-beam, so, oh, this is a little tighter fit over here. So here's number 3. And here's number 4. There we go. Those 4 on, now we're going to tighten them up. And I do not have an impact here today. All I got is a couple 3/4 inch wrenches. Actually, I got the metric, universal metric, and a 3/4 inch. So there we go. It is on. No, I just got to slap in the holder on the slot here. All right, so I grabbed a 15, a 14, and it appears to be a 15. So there it is. It is mounted. There's the pin that holds the wedge. So I opened up the thermos, the instruction manual holder, and inside of there's a wrench, which I've shown before. And this is the wrench that they custom make right at the factory at Wolfridge for taking off the wedge. And all you do is just give it a spin. There it is. I guess I got to use my hands. It's not broke in enough yet. Well, you got to turn it all the way out. It must be a nylock possibly. Either that or it's just a well-fitting. So then it just lifts off. That simple, easy peasy. And you can see there's all the different adjustments for the wedge. And then obviously if you're going to take it off, you take the bolt, put it right back into the wedge. We'll do that. Spin this around. Put it right on there. Oh, I don't know if it'll fit on that sleeve now. Let's find out. Let's see. I do not know if that's the proper way to store it. I'm thinking maybe, yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, you got to take the bolt off. Yeah, it doesn't fit. There, the bolt is off. Slide that on. Okay. So then this is the pin that holds it. And I guess you can stack a couple different wedges on here. So you can hold 2 wedges at a time. So if you got a 6-way or an 8-way, you can put that right with it. So the only flaw is then what do you do with the bolt? Because you don't want to put it back on your single wedge. So I'm going to take it with the wrench and we're going to put it right into the thermos down here, the instruction manual holder. And we'll put that back on. So that's where it's going to go, right back into the instruction tube. There we go. So there it is. It's all mounted right on. You got a pin to hold it. So if you got multiple wedges, you got a place to store them. Slicker and greased all done. I suppose you could spin this around to the front so that you're not having this stick out where you're going to get hit. Let's try that once. Let's just see if that's better. Again, we pull the pin, flop this around, drop it in, and then put your pin back in. Whoopsie. There we go. Yeah, that's better, I think. Have it so it's on the inside. And I suppose you could flip it either way. It doesn't really matter. It's on there. But that way you're not having it stick out where you're going to run into it. So you got rounded edges. So that's a little safer looking, I think. But pretty darn nice. It's nice to have a place to put all your stuff. I guess the only thing I would do, maybe differently, is maybe also have a place to store your bolt instead of into the instruction manual here. I'll open this up. You can see it's just right here. There's the bolt. And there's your wrench. So you can store those right into the thermos, as a lot of people like to call it. Soda holder, beer holder, whatever you want to call the tube. There it is. So there it is without the wedge on it. So it's just a single solid mounted wedge. And pretty slick. So for those of you who are probably asking, oh, look at that. The audience is here today. They're all watching. They've been fed, so they're happy now. The Eastonmade Ultra, my brother Ken's going to stop and pick it up a little while. He's taking it up to his place because he's going to do a whole bunch of resplits. Because when we processed all the wood at his place, there's a lot of stuff that was done with the 48C that's just big chunks that were way too big. And he wants to split his cedar down even smaller for kindling size wood for his truckload that he's got there. So he's going to have this thing for, I would say, a good, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, a while. He's going to come get it today. He's up in Green Bay right now. He's going to be coming down here and picking it up. And after he's done with it, about the time you guys see this, he should be done with it. I think I'm going to sell the Ultra. So if you guys, anybody's interested, let me know if you're interested. Let me know what you want to pay. Maybe I should have a bidding war. Probably worth about 59 cents now that I have so many hours on it. No, it still runs really good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's been a great machine, but now that I have a brand new heavier duty one here, I don't need 2 of them. And we also have the vertical VS 17 out there, 17 VS. We've got that to use. And then Bob says there's other machines that they're going to be letting me try out for a while too. So I'll have a steady stream of machines to try. So I really just don't need to have the Ultra anymore. And like I said the other day when I did the video, with that auto cycle, I think it's actually faster because you can let the machine do the work while you go pick up another piece of wood. And very well designed. I really like it a lot. I was very impressed because I haven't used that much Wolf Ridge stuff in the past, and I like it a lot. So Kenny's coming a little bit. We're going to load this baby up, and then he's going to take it home with him and do some resplits. That's what's going to happen as soon as he gets here. So Ken got here about an hour ago, and we went and got some supper. And as soon as we got back, we loaded up the Ultra. I didn't record it, but there it is. The Ultra's in his truck, and the Brute Force FB16, the wrapper, is in there because he's going to be doing all of his cedar and some other stuff. So we got the Ultra loaded up, so he's going to take it to his place tomorrow and start working on all the wood that we did this winter. He's already got, he said he's got, I think he said 30 or 40 face cords, 40 he said, face cords stacked, which is about 13 full cords. He's got that much stacked, and so it means he's only got another 4 semi-loads to go, something like that. But the cedar he's gonna resplit smaller, and then he's gonna bundle it right away because he sells a lot of cedar bundled for campfire wood, and a lot of guys buy it from him for kindling. And he sells it, I think he gets $4 a bundle, but 3 for 10, but they're not real big bundles. But he sold a whole semi-load, and right now he backed up the trailer with the tractor, and we've got the elevator going, so Ken's here doing some work.